some stories are heard, others become legendary. Welcome to the Becoming Legendary podcast, hosted by Rita Valente, the visibility architect and the fame activator. Real stories, raw conversations, legendary impact.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Becoming Legendary. I have a feeling, and I'm going to change this name because there are people like my guests who are legendary. They are not becoming. And it's going to be a very interesting conversation because I see myself in a lot of amazing information, knowledge, abilities than Felicia has. So I normally ask, who are you? But in this case, where do we start? Because you are in front of someone who reflects a lot of what you are talking. But I would
Yeah,
love for you to give us a little introduction.
sure.
This podcast, if you are listening, will change you because at least I know upfront, then you are not going to feel alone anymore. And I will love to work in expanding this message because many of us are going through the same process.
Yeah,
It sounds to me a little bit like mystic but bring on, please.
okay. Well,
Welcome
thank
to the
you
stage.
so much. Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm Felicia Brown. I'm a licensed professional counselor in the state of Illinois.
Mhm.
And I also am a coach for high achieving women. And that's really my focus is helping women move from this idea of trauma driven productivity or that our worth is all built on the things that we do versus the inherent worth that every single human being carries. And I work specifically not only with our thoughts and how we talk to ourselves, but really that feeling of our bodies just feeling tense or this idea of nervous system regulation. And I want to say too that a lot of times when people hear like, oh, regulate your nervous system, they're like, okay, that's another gimmick. But um, when we get really into the science of it and the research of it, we can understand how that autonomic nervous system impacts so many other bodily systems. And I want you to know that a regulated nervous system doesn't mean you are calm all the time. It means that regardless of what you are going through or what is happening, you, in and of yourself, have the confidence and the ability to feel safe, grounded, and that you can handle it. And that's really kind of what I help women achieve.
Well, okay. Let's go a little bit before.
Okay.
I I am all what you are saying. Um, I am probably who worked with me or who had the opportunity to work with me many times need to tell me, slow down because you are going too fast. I I'm obsessed in getting, I'm going to swear and I need to get shit done when
Mhm.
I have an expression that I use in Spanish, then I have in one of my songs this, I don't get in the field if it's not to win. Now,
Mhm.
the reason why I'm in a mountain right now, I lived here before. The reason why I'm here is the last 15 months of my life to be honest, the last 35 years of my life. I'm 45. Since my mom did die,
Mm.
I became point one because I don't think it was very smart for my dad. But the only thing I used to hear him saying is you need to learn how to survive. Point two, I grew up as an entrepreneur, as a problem solver, and as a person who struggled with being left alone when I was little and did all what was possible to be the best wife, the best lover, the best mother, the best but I adore my work, so that complicates a little. Like the best workaholic, but happy. The best. So, and that is the interesting part. I will never end it in the moment that I'm living right now. What that is. I am living, if I was mom really early in my life, I am living alone on the top of a mountain where I die each time I need to go down and come up because I don't know in feet, but in meters is like 3,000 meters. And I believe is going to be miles, is going to be the double. I
Mhm.
mean, so is that kind of places where, when they go to Machu Picchu, they bite the leaves of coca. Sounds worth it. Yeah, I swear I'm not talking about, but to be able to balance things. And I have been looking into a lot I worked on the last 4 years with a lot of women who did told me then they did want to build a business. So I was positioned not only as visibility, but how we create your business. And then I give up because I did understand then it was not that they did want. As well, I burn out thousands of times and was never for something than I did want to achieve.
Mhm.
So on this moment, and after a lot of almost audio disc episodes or some funny other, um, I realized I did not know who I was in reality because I
Yep.
was always performing.
Yep.
And I did understand nobody was coming to save me.
Mhm.
And as well made me be sad and mad with the people who did hurt, or better, because I love to take responsibility, who I allowed to get space because the life that I have today, what I need to confess is not so scary as I expect, and have
Yeah.
a lot of amazing things. Was what I had more fear in my life.
Mhm.
I became the best. I
Yeah.
am in the best in anything, or I tell you straight, I'm very raw and honest. I tell you straight away, I cannot do that. That doesn't come natural to me. Or
Yeah.
we go together. Oh, and I stop having clients, that is something else. And I stop having teammates on the sense then I don't work I work in projects. Okay, we are going to take your message to a magazine in United States or on Dubai or whatever. We do it that beginning, middle, and done. Because I had the necessity. My English today. I did need to close loops. And
Yeah.
many times I found myself, sorry for hijacking your podcast, but many times I found myself, then many women in special were buying my coaching not because they did want to make the $10,000 per month, but because they did want to spend time with me.
Yep.
And that arrived to a moment, then it started draining me
Mhm.
because I was not feeling based on my values. Then it was okay. Then I was charging high tickets for them to be on my company. Let's create another offer where we just hang out.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that makes sense.
long story short, I used to host magical circles of tapping and EFT, and
Okay.
I'm going to do it again because I believe as we need community.
Yes.
Now, then I totally I did Playboy, but I always say then talking about this is like undress your soul, and it's
Mhm.
a little bit more tricky. I would love to listen from you who knows what the heck I'm talking about, and understand for sure 100,000 times what the heck is going on and why.
Yeah. So for you, it sounds like you are kind of the typical classic woman that I work with, right?
Yeah.
Someone who had very high expectations when they were little. Parents had very high expectations, told you, it's about survival, it's about achievement. If you're not going to do it up to 100%, it's not worth doing, right? And the idea that you don't enter the field unless you play to win,
Yeah.
right? And so what happens
Oh, and
is,
then let me just say
yeah,
something. I've, it was forbidden in my home, not my parents' home. The words "I will try." We don't try, we do it.
mm, so,
That doesn't mean we will arrive, because many times as well, if you have a little bit of spiritual side, you understand, then you can try it 300 times, and if it doesn't work, you just need to surrender and say, okay.
yeah,
But okay, just did want to tell you that, because I
yeah,
think now in retrospective, to not allow my kids to say I will try, it's in
mhm,
a certain way a little bit heavy, and I never did think about that.
yeah. Because what's the message there, right? The message is if you aren't going to accomplish it, then you or your efforts aren't good enough,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of times parents do this to really try and inspire their kids. They want what's best for their kids. They want them to be successful and be able to have a great life. But we don't realize sometimes the subtle messaging that comes with that. And I think specifically with women and women that are in the corporate world or the business world, women entrepreneurs, right? They're already at a disadvantage compared to their male counterparts. And so the idea is not only do I need to succeed for myself, but so that I can prove that women can do this, so that I can take advantage of the opportunities of women before me and make opportunities for women coming behind me. And what happens is they work themselves to the point of complete burnout, like you said.
Okay, so let me put something else on the table.
Yeah.
I was born in Portugal. I was raised in a cocoa farm in Africa. I'm not Catholic, so I was not baptized, but Portugal is a very Catholic country. I returned to Portugal as a teenager mom. I became famous because I did want. I regret very fast because now my clients, their narrative is controlled by me. Let me tell you, then wake up and see your face on a magazine with a fake news, like your present will say, but I will tell. But it's and in not having social media to defend yourself, because this is 2005, was very interesting. But I was that annoying kids who each time someone told me you cannot do it was like triggering me. Let's watch me. And I did things then people did told then women did not do, and for sure mothers did not do.
Yeah.
So now mix this, having 5 kids at home and deciding then I was going to be the first international DJ and tour the world. Um, it was an intelligent idea. No, no, I don't. I think I'm still recovering of because I didn't want to be in all sides. I many times I return home in Sundays in the middle of the night, and at 7 a.m. I was waking up to take the kids to school. But many other times, and I was with the children during the week, right?
Yeah.
But I remember specific to be on a live show. I did live TV many years, and I
Wow.
host national TV. And it was that kind of shows where the audience can ask you questions.
Mhm.
And it was this lady, and she was so mad with me. And
Oh,
she said, "Yeah, you're not ashamed to go and party." And I was like, sorry, point one was said was a party. Let me tell you, that being a DJ for 3 hours, it's not necessary party mode. It can be fun, but it's not necessary party mode. And my question for you is, what do you do? And she asked me, I am a nurse. Oh, so you do night shifts. So what is the difference between you and me? Is because I have fun and I'm well paid and I can return to my children. And but that did left scars on my children, yes. And that left scars on me, yeah, 100%. I took myself to a limit of insanity of
mhm.
having 5 children at home, even though majority were big, and have a premature baby and handle all the things. And obviously, when in a certain moment in my life I decide my mental health is not okay, I need to take care of me, the silence was killing me. And many times I jump from relationship to relationship to not be alone.
Yeah.
So it was just the add-on that I did want to give to you, because I think I really took things to another level on that sense, in special because someone had the stupid idea to tell me I could not.
Yeah. And yet, were you ever proud of yourself, or did you feel like you always had more to achieve?
Now I am proud of myself. During the process, no,
Okay.
no. I was always looking into what was failing,
Hmm.
always looking to, and then it comes the concept of being a bad mom. There is a very weird concept, because what the
Hmm.
heck is a bad mom and what the heck is a good mom, right?
Yeah.
And I, since I lost my mom, I did not have a reference, and I did not have that female shield who come and say, "Shut up! Look what she's doing. She's single mom of 4 of these kids, and she's doing it alone." So my kids move countries 4 times. Is that nice? No. They do. They speak fluent 4 language? Yes, they do.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and another thing is um the selfish side of want to have children, because and you will know this better. So my emotional a part of my emotional growing did stop in the moment when my mom died, because I lost my dad as well it was present, but it was not present. Never, he did not save me, did not protect me, did not whatever. And I did believe then if I had kids, they will love me forever. And any person who has a teenager knows that not
Yep,
necessarily is going to be like that.
correct. Yep.
So
Hmm.
it's a long story, but
Yeah.
I am telling and I'm sharing because I believe we are totally aligned. And I believe more than ever, women at this moment need, if there is something they need, in my opinion, is community to know,
Yes.
no, you are not getting crazy. We are all. And it is
Uh-huh.
okay.
Yep.
It is okay. I'm going to do some cacao ceremonies as well. Like I send you the kits at home and people can do it on Zoom and things.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
yeah, and that is one side. And the other side is there are other people as you who can share many times just listen. And that is the reason why I'm totally hijacking in your podcast. Is there is a lot of people who look to me and ask me many times, how can you always do it? That it's like I don't know how to not do it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give a very not nice example. If I have a bottle of wine at home, I will drink that bottle until the end. And it's a very why I'm saying this because I love to track my behavior. And obviously, if I have a small one, it will be a small one. But it's insanity. It's like I need to finish what I start.
Hmm.
It's like if not, I'm not safe. If I don't
Correct.
provide, if I don't pay, if I was always the provider on the partner or on the couple, I was
Yeah.
always the one who did work because why? Like
Because why?
no,
Because
like
that's
I
when,
throw to you, like
yeah,
what
because
the
that's
heck?
That's where your sense of safety came from. Your brain, and more importantly, the kind of this like back part of the brain, right? That subconscious, the thing that controls all of these systems without us having to do it, has been convinced that the only way you are safe is if you are producing, if you are the provider, if you are in control of situations, if you are accomplishing something. Walking away, even in your example of the bottle of wine, right? Walking away and not finishing it for your nervous system feels just as dangerous as getting chased by a lion. And that's a silly example. And yet, that's where that nervous system goes. When we talk about safety, there's a difference between cognitively knowing you are safe and your nervous system or the inside of you feeling safe.
Mhm.
You can tell yourself all day long, I'm in my home. It's just a bottle of wine. Nothing bad's going to happen if I don't finish this. And yet, your subconscious, this part of you is like, but not finishing something, not being the best at something, not being good at something is dangerous. And it sounds like a lot of that for you, particularly, stems from childhood. It does for most women. Or this idea of, I don't know how to not perform, right? I get it done because there's no other option. And not only is there no other option, when I finish it or when I do the thing, I don't celebrate my accomplishments. That's
Oh,
just
that's
expected.
that is a big one there. And I think that, for example, with money, was a big change in my life. To be honest, I don't have one here. But I normally, as soon I receive money, whatever is the amount, from 10,000 to 100 to 10, I ring the bell and I do a silly dance. And I really believe then celebration is I do an exercise of gratitude every morning, but not gratitude about some big things. The cinnamon taste on my coffee, for example. My heart was beating since I was on the belly of my mom. Is still here. All that kind of things are the lack of celebration. I will tell more. I think I I am lucky on the sense then because I grew up in Africa. I don't have, I'm a minimalist, what is amazing. I do slow living, what is amazing. And I had it all. My bank account had all the money in the world. And I realized then what really did make me happy was moments as this, where we are both present, where simple things we are not looking for nothing, we are open to all things, and you can enjoy the simple things in life. Another great uh, superpower that I have is I don't care with the opinion of others. Meaning, not exactly. I care with the opinion of others than I like, but not in general. Doesn't make any sense because I had the full country against me for no reason. So I think if you cross that path, you can survive. But what makes me stressed and observe is two things. One is women. I don't know how old are you. I'm 45, but these women are chasing an idea of success that not necessarily will fulfill them because these are dreams then society put on their head. And then when they achieve comes the celebration. It's like, oh, okay, and now. And another thing is the new generations in social media. That is another championship.
Yeah, social media and teens and preteens, there is a lot happening with that. And we have some research on it. We don't have enough research on it, but the research we do have shows that it is really increasing the amount of anxiety, stress, comparison, particularly with young girls, which is also then setting up another generation of women to firmly believe that they are not enough.
Mhm.
And if they are living with mothers, aunties, older, cousins that also are kind of living their life constantly overachieving because they don't feel enough, that's another subtle message along with the social media
Yeah.
really gets kind of pounded into them. And I would say, preteen girls probably can't verbalize that, but if you ask the right questions and asked about different things, they would 100% be able to tell you about that experience. And so the adult women of today didn't grow up with social media,
Mhm.
but magazine culture was huge, right? And comparing
Yeah.
yourself to the people in the teen magazines or MTV, like music TV was big coming out around that time.
Yeah.
And so the comparison,
Photoshop. If she
yeah,
used Photoshop or not. Yeah, I found super funny because majority of our covers are made with AI, approved obviously by our clients, but and they look very natural. Obviously, in my opinion, because my clients many times see things that I don't see.
yeah.
But someone was having this conversation about AI, and I said, really? Like 20 years ago, I was listening to people telling that I had Photoshop on my cover. That is that idea of is well it, that contradiction of I want to share my message,
Mhm.
or in your case is that, but I want to share my ego. I want to feel that I'm worthy
Yep.
because it's not more than that in many cases. There is
Yeah.
no other message. But when I'm there, I don't know. It's very interesting. People say that it's a very holistic process what I do with the covers because imposter syndrome suffers a lot on the sense then if you can take people, extract their story, make an amazing cover and share with people and listen to the feedback, that will kill imposter syndrome. So it's another way to do things. But what you have an amazing life story. I don't know what you want to share here, obviously, but where this this journey, what is your why? Why
Ah.
do you are doing this?
So I love that question because it's probably an answer most people would not expect. I have not always worked in mental health. I was a middle school English and special ed teacher for 15 years. I worked
My
with junior high.
respects.
I worked with junior high kids and I loved it. And I truly, when I entered education, I was like, this is what I'm going to do the rest of my life.
Mhm.
And then COVID hit, and I taught all through COVID, taught via Zoom, had the mass. We would have half of our students, then the other half would come in. I mean, it was a lot.
Mhm.
And I saw the impact not only on the students, but also on the teachers, which in the United States, the teaching field is predominantly female.
Mhm.
And so this idea of doing more with less got amplified during COVID because it's like, well, everybody's suffering. So you need to do even more than you've already been doing so that we can give a good education to our kids, right? And it destroyed so many people because they didn't have anything left to give before COVID. And then COVID hit. Nobody knew what was happening. Nobody knew what was going
How
on.
long? Nothing.
Yes, nobody felt safe, right? Talk about nervous system dysregulation. When you don't know if like literally the whole world is safe, your nervous system can't function. It wasn't designed to function that way, right? And so I saw that. And then I saw the impact on the kids. And then in the middle of COVID, so COVID here, our shutdown started in March of 2020.
Mm.
And in April of 2020, we became what my husband and I jokingly refer to as an instant family. So my husband and I went from 0 children to 3 children, literally overnight. And we adopted 3 kiddos from American foster care. And normally you kind of have more of an easing in process with the kids getting to meet their potential guardians, parents, etc. But again, COVID and the world like not knowing what's happening, we're trying to reduce all this contact. So these 3 beautiful children showed up at our house. The worker that brought them stayed about 30 minutes and then left and was like, best of luck to you. And I
Oh,
say the rest is history because now they are preteens and a teenager. So I have twins. My twins just turned 11, and then their older sister, she just turned 13. They were 4 and 7 when they came to us. So, yeah, so it was just instant family. And then we were all on lockdown together, couldn't go anywhere or do anything. So all 5 of us were together for about the next 6 months and figured it out, right? And so through that, I also saw the impact of nervous system dysregulation, trauma, this idea of complex trauma. Like I lived it, right? I lived it in real time with my babies. And then once the world started to open back up, we could get them into therapy and we could get them into doing some of these different modalities to help them adjust. And so, in seeing the wonderful work that those therapists did for my children as well, coupled with this idea of seeing how COVID impacted our students and seeing how it impacted my profession as a whole, I knew that teaching was no longer my calling. And that was actually really hard for me because I felt like that's where I would be forever, right? I was not to be prideful, but I was really good at teaching middle school.
Mm.
And so switching was really hard. So I went back to school. I got a degree in counseling. I was going to do school counseling for a while. Um, but we didn't have any licensed counselors where I live in my town. Nobody. And so I hooked up with another practice that's actually about 2 hours away from where I live. And I work under that practice, but I work right here in my hometown. And I am the only one in my zip code that's licensed as a mental health professional. And I was just going to take a couple clients, like a side gig for teaching. You can always use extra money when you're a teacher.
Mhm.
And that turned into one client, and within 2 months, blew up, and I had an entire full caseload. And so I actually made the really difficult decision. There were lots of tears involved to step away from the school side of things completely and just do private practice. And so that's what I did. And then as I got into that, I was working with so many women that I saw these similar themes. And
Mhm.
those were some of my favorite clients to work with because just some tweaks, just some education and strategies, they were seeing vast improvement and were living a better quality of life. And so that's what I want other people to learn.
That's uh is so amazing. And I'm going to sound maybe not the most nice person right now, but on the last 4 years of my life, because I was an international DJ with 3 years upfront booking, and I lost it all. And from that, I lost my relationship and I lost access to my children. And it's a long story. Now, I have been listened to women for the last 4 years who want to change, to do something different.
Yeah.
And I'm so amazed then you did it. And I'm going to tell you why. When you go and open a coffee shop, that is hard enough. Now, you not only set up a business coming from, I don't know if you call it corporate America, but being a teacher uh, for so many years,
Mhm.
you work with emotions and humans.
Yeah.
And that requires a double, because one thing is sell coffee, selling muffins, right? Another thing is the work that you do. And
Yeah.
I'm impressed because one thing is listen for 4 years. I want to do this. And people not taking action. And I believe there, when I ask you why, I believe I always tell them a clear and a strong why is like the full address and you put on Google Maps or on Waze.
Hmm.
If I tell you then I'm on the mountains 40 minutes after Medellin, Colombia, you will never find me. But if I
Right.
tell you exactly where I am, where you need to turn, you will arrive to me.
Hmm.
And um, I can see in your eyes then you love what you do.
I do. And I truly believe that the ability to be a part of someone's messiest, most painful, most vulnerable situations in their life is the biggest honor that I could have. And I tell my clients, they'll say, "Oh, I'm so sorry for unloading all that." And I will say, "That's what we're here for." And the honor is all mine. And sometimes people will tell me things that they have been through that are terrible. And I just look at them and I say, thank you so much for being willing to share that with me. Thank you.
How you manage that? Because one of the reasons why, because I can see myself on your clients, it's like if I start telling my list of big achievements, but traumas since I'm little,
Yeah.
Jesus, we all need to be together for the next 3 years every single day, and I will traumatize you for the rest of your life. That is my opinion, and I don't know, and I can see that you are very empathic as well. So how do you create a filter that allowed you to receive the pain and observe,
Mhm.
but keep with your life
Yeah.
without affecting you? Because probably there are moments when you feel less happy. Oh yeah, I just listened to biggest trauma. I'm okay. How do you
Yeah.
do that?
Um, Lots of little small ways. And I've had to kind of experiment with things that work for me. And I think honestly, recognizing that secondary trauma, so like hearing all of those things and then taking that in, that secondary trauma is very real.
Oh, it's
And
terrible. Yeah.
and then knowing what works for me, right? And so one of the things I have done, and I kind of learned this the hard way, but I had to adjust my schedule of when I could work with clients and see clients to what I could actually handle. And so initially, because I was like, oh, there's this huge need, I just need to see everybody, I was working way too much
Mhm.
and I was exhausted. And that's not good. An exhausted therapist is not a helping therapist. And
No.
so I really had to adjust and figure out, you know what? I know I'm at my best during these times. And I know by this time of the day, like I'm done. Right.
Mhm.
And so making that work
I
for
suffer
me.
the same problem. I'm great in the morning, and the afternoon you don't get me. Yeah. Yeah.
Same. So I did that. I also adjusted my schedule so that I purposely have some breaks
Mhm.
throughout. And if I know that I have clients that are going through some heavier things or processing heavier things, I will often adjust my schedule so that I don't see two or three really heavy clients back to back.
Mhm.
Not that any client, isn't coming with things, but there's a difference. There's a difference
No, but
between processing like sexual assault
mhm.
versus processing the stress from work. Two different types of vulnerability there. And then the other thing is what are things that help me relax and help me feel good? And and so sometimes it's as simple as walking to a local coffee shop and just enjoying the silence, getting a coffee or an iced drink and walking back. Sometimes it's literally sitting outside, letting the
On
sun shine
ground.
on your face and just sitting and breathing for 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And so I don't have like one, oh, if you do this thing, that will help. I don't have that. It's really what works for me. And
Mhm.
some seasons of my life, I need more of those things. And some seasons, it doesn't feel as heavy. Winter is a really hard time.
And you don't what is amazing is like that is where I arrived right now. Like I just spend time like this with people that I'm really interested in talking with, or I'm really interested in working with. Um, Before, because I was living the dreams of others, I was working with every person, and that did drain me. And but I think it's so beautiful the way I have a weird question for you,
Yeah, go ahead.
because for me this is was one of the big problems that I saw my women having,
Huh?
going from the idea, during the pandemic everyone could become a coach, work 3 hours a week, make $10,000 and travel the world. Bullshit.
Uh-huh.
Don't work like that. Many times I work 17 hours a day. I have no clue. I even don't realize I work so much. And if I don't have another human at home to remember me, then I need to eat. that will happen. Now, do I travel the world? Yes. It's easy to do it? No. For example, I arrived here 4 days ago. The altitude is catching me now. So, you know, but my women um were used to live paycheck to paycheck. When they come and set up their own business, they have a lot of issues with being paid in another way.
Mhm.
And I know it's a weird question and maybe you don't want to answer, but
Okay.
how was the process for you? Because for me, it's just I solve my problems in a very easy way. It's like just do it. Like just do it.
Hmm.
Don't
Yeah.
allow your mind to create problems then don't exist yet. But was easy for you?
Oh, goodness, no. I I like tell people this and they laugh and whatever. So I hate dealing with money and figuring out finances and bills. I hate it. It's just not
To
fun for me.
sell, to
I hate
sell.
it. Yeah, just like ugh, don't like it. And
Okay.
so I I am married. I have an amazing husband.
He takes care of that.
Numbers, business, like all of that, that's like that is where he shines. Okay.
Okay.
And so I I need to work on it, right? Like it's an area that I need to improve. But I was like, I don't think I can quit my job because we're going to be homeless. And my husband laughed at me and was like, "You really have no clue." And I was like, "No, I don't know. I that's not where I go." So it was a lot of really hard for me conversations to have
Mhm.
around what is it going to look like? How is it going to be different? Being
Do I
comfortable.
deserve?
Oh,
What is the amount?
100. Hmm.
Because I found that a lot connected with us women.
Oh, 100%. And I will be very transparent. I still really struggle with that. I'm in the process of kind of creating a program to reach more women so that I can work with women outside of my state to really help bring home these lessons and help them change their lives. And I will tell you, I knew that I needed like some help. I knew I had the knowledge, right? And I had the expertise, but the business side, not my thing. Understanding how to get that out in the world, not my thing.
Oh,
And
it's
so I knew.
exactly what I adore is coming in situations as that
Mhm.
because I'm an entrepreneur since I was born. My parents were entrepreneurs. I never did work for someone. What makes me, if you offer me a paycheck, I will like freak out. Like that for me, I can live without knowing where my next money comes. I'm used to that.
Yeah.
But the opposite is weird. But
Yeah. And I am the opposite.
but
I'm just like,
having it, sometimes you need someone to sell you, and you just need to focus. And that is something then all the gurus forgot to tell. Like they forgot to tell then, oh, I can teach you how to set up a business then works for them, not necessarily aligned with your energetics. And
Mhm.
they sell t-shirts on dropshipping, and you are changing people's lives, literally, right?
Yeah.
So that is one. And the second one is there are parts of our work that needs to be done by someone else who can
Hmm.
allow us to be in our where we are good. I'm terrible selling. I'm a disaster. And I always tell I don't sell. I give, give, give. I give opportunities and I don't like, and then the male energy on this, it's like, go, 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 high tickets. And no, I sit with you and I tell, okay, what you want to do, what you'd like. Okay, where we start, where can we start? What budget can we have? What can we do with that? Flexibility for me is key because as well, building things slowly as a Lego makes
Yeah.
me much more, yes, we did it. It's done, the first one. Let's go to the next. And I was curious to know about you because, in special for people who work with other people, I'm not even going holistic because that is another department.
Yep.
But for people like you, like how many times did you want to work for free? Like on the sense
Oh,
like, oh, I give you all the information.
all the time. All the time. And there are times where like I have yet like when I say beginning stages, I have yet to actually like sell my services not in a counseling setting. I'm working on it. And I am scared to death
Are you
because
scared? Are you scared because why are you scared? I'll give you I'll give you a strategy.
okay,
Why are you scared? Are you scared because you believe people don't have money to pay? They will not make it a priority, or are you scared and you don't come across as the perfect solution?
more the second one that I and that people are going to work with me and then be disappointed and say, "Oh,
I
this
am
is not."
100% sure that is impossible. I'm sensitive enough to know then that will not happen. You know why? Do you know what is the feeling you give to women, to
Oh, I
your
know.
women? You are going to be there for them. And that has no value. I mean, that has no value in a good way, obviously,
Right. Like you
because
can't put a price tag on it,
you
kind of.
cannot put a price tag.
Mhm.
And I'm going to give you I'm going to give you a strategy that works for me.
Love it. I love it. Tell me.
I normally, when I have a new offer, I kind of create an offer where I have a Calendly like you had, where
Mhm.
I ask, where are you now, where you want to be, blah, 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 what did you try before? And I offer like 10 sessions like that.
Okay.
And I record the sessions and the words then people drop. I can give you the sequence how to do that, but the answers then people give to you with where I am, where I want to be, what I tried before. Well, you will start seeing a pattern,
Hmm.
and I call it a magic spell. Why? Two things, and this is just the first part of solving that problem. Um, you see your work with your own filters because
Hmm.
you are not in our position anymore.
Yeah.
So you need our words, and I call it spell because of that. Because, for example, for many years when I was doing only visibility, I used to write, for people who hate social media and believe the algorithm doesn't love them. Do
Hmm.
I believe in that? No, I know exactly how the algorithm works and what. And for people who feel the need to post every single day, and it's like I did talk, I did use the words, and my people did use on that questions. And from that, what I used to do, I'm going to give you the one of I had a master class and I said how to make 10K 6 hours. Not exactly like that, but you do an intensive of 3 hours, 3 hours in a weekend, and you go with this swim and you find the price. We all have this, an amount then is then then you feel so comfortable, then the value that you are giving is so much bigger than the price, and the price is not the problem. They come, they have this intensive with you, they pay. My price was 497. That was my price. And from there, they love it, they enjoy, they see the community, they taste. And any person who pay you the first time, the recurring clients will happen with you for sure thousands of times because you have the profile of someone who gets people back and back and back. And so I did the intensive, and then they stay with me for 3 months so we could work. Because in your case, normally group coaching is not exactly what people are looking for, because certain things are very sensitive. Another thing is, like, I build muscles of offers. I do ridiculous prices of the first offer. I ring the bell, I repeat, I sell it, I ring the bell, and I'm going and I build that muscle, and as I feel so comfortable, then I grow like that. So this is my strategies. This is how
I
I
love
do
that.
things. Okay. So you
Why?
have it. You have it. Um, it's all, there is always a number, then is for you a no-brainer.
Hmm.
Then and then people say, okay, I can pay you, but can we divide into payments? Or if you really want to work with that person because you believe then their testimony and what you guys can do together, and you say, okay, you cannot afford this, how can we kick this game, how can we start, let's put something on the table as an agreement, and let's do 10 minutes of session. I don't know, flying on my nose, as Portuguese
Right.
people say. But what the problem is, people are so like, no, you need to ask this, and then it's, and we know then, in special in this moment, it's not moment for that.
Yeah.
On this moment is to help humanity to feel better,
Yeah.
so we can cross this path in this moment. And I don't know what the heck is going on, but something is going on, and people need to have hope,
Yes.
they need to laugh,
Mhm.
and they need to build confidence.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
think you have all the tools to help people to do that.
Oh, thank you.
So what is, why are you here on this podcast? Why did
Um,
you want to be here with me?
yeah. So honestly, part of it is making myself do hard things to kind of build my own muscle of doing things that are uncomfortable.
Oh, it's not hard when it's with me, but you did not know that.
Yeah. And so I have this crazy dream that I would love to work with women worldwide. I would love to share my knowledge to help people. I would love to speak in podcasts and in person and all kinds of things like that. And part of me was like, you know what? If I'm going to do this work with women and encourage them to change and do the things that for them in those moments are going to be hard, then I also have to lead by example. And that example is sometimes doing things that I know are going to make me uncomfortable, but that will stretch me and help me grow. And so, one of the things I often say is if you want something that you have never had, then it means you're going to have to do something you've never done. And if I want a bigger platform to talk to women and to reach people and to help people heal, then I've got to be willing to step out of my comfort zone and do things I've never done. And so that was looking for podcasts and looking to connect with people. Um, and so that's why is just really forcing myself to do things that
It-
might be uncomfortable to help
it's
myself grow.
it's so beautiful, because I work with magazines from all over the world, from Vogue to Forbes and etc. But then I have my own three magazines. One United States, another Arabia, and another Mexico in Spanish. And why I do that? Because I grew up across all cultures.
Yeah.
And in special for, I don't want to say American women, but
Okay,
especially
you can.
for women with water on the tap and electricity, mm, being able to connect with women who keep smiling even though they walk miles to bring water to the house. Having different perspectives, you say, oh, wait a second, I'm not going so bad. Or getting your message to women in Dubai and Emirates and etc., where in their own way, slightly different than us, they have the same thing. They are passing for the same thing. They have the same thing. So that vision of being global, for me, we agree 100% on that.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of things we can do and we can talk about that. But what is next for you?
Well, I just accepted a speaking gig or a presentation in, this is so crazy to me to even say it, in Ireland. And so this summer, I am in July, I'm going to travel to Ireland and talk to the Irish Association of Counselors for their annual conference, all about the therapeutic relationship and how connecting with people and creating a safe space is really the key to helping people feel secure enough to be vulnerable and then to do the work. And again, that was something that I just submitted a proposal thinking never in a million years was I going to get accepted, but just doing a hard, uncomfortable thing just to do it. And then they accepted my proposal. So I'm all about doing the crazy, hard, shoot your shot things in this season of life and just seeing where that leads. And I feel that I am in a very fortunate spot in my life that I have really kind of gone through a lot of things that have given me some really powerful lived experiences. And I'm also coming into my own confidence and in authority of who I am and what I know. And that is allowing me to then work with and reach other people to help them in their struggling season of life to get them to the point where they feel confident and empowered.
Are you ready?
I am very excited and ready.
Okay. Okay, because I believe then you are the perfect solution for a lot of people than I know. And how can they work with you? What kind of options do they have? Even though
Yes.
I can give you some ideas, but so it make your life
So,
a little bit more easy. But at this moment, if I did want to work with you, um,
mhm.
I arrive to you, what do you have?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to find me on social media, you can find me Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's Felicia Brown,
I have
LPC.
it. I have
You
it.
have it all. Great. Love it. And then I currently do have a way if you are not in Illinois, which is likely, right?
Mhm.
That you can work with me through a coaching website. And if you contact me on any of my social media, I can give you the link to sign up for that. And I can even send you that link if you want to include it in like show notes or
Yeah.
something like that,
Yes, 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 yes.
that we can get you signed up and working on this idea of having success and empowerment without the stress and the burnout and the dysregulation that so often comes with being a high achiever.
You are a beautiful soul.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I am so excited. You were my very first podcast, so I
I
feel like
don't
it
know
was
what the
time.
heck is going on, but dude, it like my last 5 podcasts, I was the first one. I have good news and bad news. Not everyone is cool as me.
I love
No,
that.
I'm saying this because I have this um in special when the subject really interests. And even though I hijack half of your podcast, I did think was important to share in then is a reality.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for people to watch me. And even people who know all the dramatic things that did happen to me on the last 4 years to say, oh my God, how you always stand up. Yeah, I stand up, but without what is the cost of that?
Right.
So I have a last question for you.
Okay.
A message to your younger self.
Hmm. I think if let's do I'm 37. So if 21-year-old me if 21-year-old me saw 37-year-old me, they
Mhm.
wouldn't believe it. And I think the message is you're going to go through some really, really hard things, and you're going to feel like you're not going to survive it. But I promise you, you're not only going to survive, but you are going to be so glad that you kept going because the outcome of that is going to be greater than what you can even imagine at this point in your life.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
You are already legendary, and you are going to make many people feel legendary as well. I'm going to say bye to these people, bye to you properly in a second. Thank you so much for being here with us, becoming legendary, and giving us women the opportunity to live and stop surviving. Felicia Brown, I'm talking Portuguese, is probably your solution, or you should check out What You Have to Lose. My name is Ana Rita Valente. This is Becoming Legendary. I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.